everybody, it's Hannah and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be ranking the classics I have read in the last 6 months because I believe I actually started reading them around, I think July. I'm not 100% sure, but I've read a few classics in the last couple of months and I wanted to share my rankings of those with you. This video is probably going to be really short because I've only actually read about 5 or 6 of those, but I thought I would share the thoughts of all the classics I have read this year. I'm going to be starting from my least favourite classic to my favourite. So with that said, let's get straight into it. So number 6 as my least favourite classic of the year and probably one of my least favourite books of the year is The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. If I'm saying that name, I am so sorry. If you guys watched the wrap-up where I talked about this book, you'll understand all my deep thoughts about why I did not like this book. This book just didn't do it for me, unfortunately. I really wanted to enjoy this book because I heard so many great things about it. There were aspects of this story that I really enjoyed, like having different ways to tell a story through drawing and through writing format. However, the story just felt very flat and it just didn't have any tension or seeming direction that I could follow. I could not get into the characters. The characters felt very two-dimensional as well. It just wasn't classic for me. Coming in at number 4 is The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. I just said number 5, not number 4. Sorry guys. I really liked the premise of this story, however, probably because it was very short, it felt not developed enough. I liked the ideas behind the story of them being a split personality, if you are known with this story, but it just didn't seem to go anywhere. But it could be the fact of the writing. This was also my first classic I had read, so that could be taking a toll on why this is so low on the list. But I just was very disappointed because I was really excited to read this book and it just didn't grasp my attention as much as some of the others did. The next book coming as number 2 on my list is actually tied because I could not decide. I love these two both so much, and that is Peter Pan and Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass. I loved these books. They were incredible. I loved Alice in Wonderland and I loved Peter Pan. I loved getting to know these characters and the way they were written was so phenomenal. I loved the witty writing and the bizarreness of Alice in Wonderland. I loved the childness of Peter Pan. It was so good too, and I could just immerse myself into these stories. I was so happy to read these and I thought these would definitely be number 1 and one of my favourite books, but hence one beaten. Before I mention number 1, I'm going to give an honourable mention to the one I am reading right now, The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This one would probably at the moment go behind Peter Pan and Alice in Wonderland. I just find Alice in Wonderland and Peter Pan a little bit more my taste in the terms of classics, but this one is really interesting and I'm really enjoying it. I've got about 50 pages left, so at the moment it sits at number 3 behind Alice in Wonderland and Peter Pan, as I said, but I just wanted to give an honourable mention because I am actually quite enjoying this. The book that has come in as number 1 of my favourite classic of the year is Dracula by Bram Stoker. I absolutely loved this book. This book was incredible. This book was just absolutely incredible. I loved it. I read this book in November and I am not doing my November wrap-up this year because I have just fallen behind in videos and time, so I won't be doing that this year. But this one was incredible. I absolutely loved the story and I was very nervous going in because I remember when I was little I did try to read this book. I just guess I wasn't ready to read it, but I was absolutely immersed in this story. I loved the layers of this story. It was absolutely incredible. I loved how Bram Stoker created these incredible characters that I can still relate to. I loved the female characters were still given a lot of intellect in this story for their time, which was absolutely amazing to see. and the way the story ended was quite good. I loved the tension, the pace, the action, but also getting to know these characters and the way their thought process was working, and the language. I could still understand it and comprehend what they were saying, which was also awesome. I just loved this one. I absolutely loved immersing myself in this world, and I will definitely keep reading this one. Like, it's one of my favourite books of this year, I believe, but you'll have to watch that video to find out. But I'm so happy I picked up this one. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you like what you saw, definitely subscribe and ring the bell to get notified. I will leave all my social media links in the description down below as always. Let me know in the comments down below what were some of your favourite classics, or if you had different opinions about what I have said about these books. I am definitely interested to hear your thoughts. But until next time guys, see ya!